Today we're talking about chapter 4.2. Hang on one second, Joseph. It's all about modeling multiplication of decimals and whole numbers. Okay, and your learning goal is to be able to model the multiplication of whole numbers with a decimal. When we're talking about modeling, what does that mean? Like a supermodel, a runway show? What are we talking about, Liam?
Making a picture.
We're drawing a picture, drawing a quick math picture to show multiplication of a whole number times a decimal. Okay, you know exactly what we're doing today. We're not doing whole number times whole number. We're not doing decimals times decimals. We're doing whole numbers times a fraction or a decimal, right? And our goal today is to be able to draw a picture to show that multiplication. Before we do that, though, let's talk about the problem of the day. The problem of the day deals with the same concepts we learned yesterday, huh? It says, Jess and Sam went fishing, and they both caught fish. Ooh, they were lucky. Sam's fish weighed 8 3/36 pounds, which also happened to be 1/10 of the weight of Jess's fish. How much did Jess's fish weigh? Okay, I see words, I see a math problem. What's the first thing we need to do, Thomas?
First, we have to find out what
And what is the problem asking here?
how much
Jess's? Yeah, we're trying to find out how much did Jess's fish weigh. What important information do we need to know to solve this problem? Adam?
I think that Jess and Sam both caught fish.
Yeah, we need to know that they both caught fish, okay?
Sam's fish weighed 8 pounds, 8,3,600 pounds,
Okay.
and Jess's fish weighed and Sam's fish was 1/10 of Jess's.
Okay, and Sam's fish was 1/10 of Jess's fish. Okay. How can we use a number sentence to explain what happened with the fish? To explain the relationship of weight with the fish. How much was Sam's fish? Sam's fish was 8 3/36 of a pound, which happens to be 1/10 of Jess's fish, right? Now, what do we know about the word of when we're talking about math? What do we know? Yarden? That equals multiplication. So we know that if 8 3/36 is 1/10 of Jess's fish, that means it's 1/10 times Jess's fish, right? And what are we trying to figure out? What's the question asking? What's the question asking? Soham?
How much did Jess's weigh?
So our goal is to find out what does J equal? What does Jess's fish equal? So we have to think to ourselves, what number times 0.1 or 1/10 will equal 8 3/36? When I multiply a number by 1/10, what am I doing with the decimal point? What am I doing to the decimal point when I multiply it by 1/10? Daniel? I'm moving it to the left one time. So does that mean I need to move this to the left one time? Does Jess's fish equal 836 thousandths? Is that what I need to do? Why not? But Daniel said when I multiply something by 1/10, I move the decimal point one spot over to the left. Is he right about that? Yeah, he's right about that. So why is this not correct? I moved it one spot to the left. Why is that not correct? Sarah?
Because Jess's fish and Sam's fish is 1/10 of Jess's fish.
Oh, I did it the other way around, huh? So instead, I need to think to myself, I'm going to undo this because this was not correct. Oh, I can't. So this is not correct, right? What I need to think to myself is what number will give me 8 3/36 when I move the decimal point one spot over to the left. So what can I do that's the opposite of moving one decimal spot over to the left? Matthew?
Make it smaller. Make the number bigger to equal Jess's fish.
So how do I make it bigger?
Move the decimal point over one to the right.
So instead, I need to move the decimal point one spot over to the right because then does 8 3/36 equal 1/10 times 83.6? Yeah, so how heavy was Jess's fish? Daniel, how heavy was Jess's fish? 83 6/10 of a pound. Okay, it says giant tortoises move very slowly. Okay. They can travel a distance of only about 17/100ths of a mile in 1 hour. Can you imagine? 1 hour and all they move is 17/100ths of a mile. I mean, a mile is pretty long, but that's less than, do you guys know how many times you need to run a lap to run 1 mile? 4 laps is 1 mile. Is 17/100ths of a mile more or less than 1 lap?
Less.
Okay, so it's going to take 1 hour for them to go less than 1 lap. Now, the question's asking, how far could a giant tortoise move if it travels at this same speed for 4 hours? Okay. Okay, of course, what's the question asking? I just said it. Joseph?
How far could a giant tortoise move if it travels for same speed for 4 hours?
Yeah, so they're trying to ask you how far could the tortoise travel in 4 hours? What is the important information we need to solve this question? Harshita? Okay, each hour is 17/100ths of a mile. We're going to let the tortoise go for 4 hours. Okay, so in order to solve this question, and you're going to write this sentence down in your notebook to take good notes, I need to find out how many total miles are in blank groups of blank. How would I fill in those blanks? I need to find out how many total miles are in blank groups of blank. Go ahead and write that sentence filling in the blanks in your notebook. One group is 1 hour, right? Matthew, let's put the book away. I love how you're just reading it when we're not talking about or when you have extra time, but let's put it away just so we don't get distracted. Awesome. Okay, so in 1 hour, how far can the turtle travel? 17/100ths of a mile. How many groups of hours do we have now? 4 groups, and in each group, he can travel 17/100ths. So we need to find out how many total miles are in 4 groups of 17/100ths. Now, how can I write that sentence into a number sentence? Change this word sentence into a number sentence. Siddharth? 4 times 17/100ths, and that's what we're trying to find, and that's how we would solve this math problem. Go ahead and take good notes by writing this down in your notebook. Now, you see here that I have a grid. How many little boxes do I have in this grid? 100. Okay, go ahead and just sketch yourself a 10 by 10 grid so that you also have 100. So now in red, I've shaded in, or I've, kind of colored, what models the representation of 17/100ths, right? Mm-hmm. How many groups of 17/100ths do I need to color in? 4, because I'm trying to find how many total are in 4 groups of 17/100ths. So I've colored in how many groups of 17/100ths so far? 1. Okay, I'm going to change color so it's super clear, but you can just use your pencil. I'm going to color in another group. Here's another 10th. And how many hundredths do I have to color in? 7. I'm going to start with these 3 remaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now how many groups of 17/100ths have I colored in on my hundreds chart? 2. How many groups do I need altogether? 4. So I'm going to keep going until I have another 4. So here's another 10th. And here are my 7/100ths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now how many groups of 17/100ths have I colored in? 3. And I need to go for 1 more. Okay, so here's another 10. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I've colored in 4 groups of 17/100ths. In order to find out how many there are all together, I just need to look at how many are colored in, right? So, how many tenths do I have that are completely colored in? Is this 10th completely colored in? 1. Is this one completely colored in? What about this one? 4, 5. Hey, is this 10th right here completely colored in? This one right here? No. Okay, what about this one? So how many tenths do I have that are completely colored in? Okay, I have 6 tenths. Do I have any hundredths that weren't counted as part of the tenths? How many hundredths? So 4 groups of 17/100ths is 68/100ths. So how far will that giant tortoise travel in 4 hours? 68/100ths of a mile. A little more than 2 laps, right? Very good. Okay. Here it says 3 times 46 hundredths. How can I put this number sentence now into a word sentence? What am I trying to find when I do 3 times 0.46? What am I trying? Groups of what? Yarden?
3 groups of 46.
Yeah, 3 groups of 46 hundredths. Very good. Can we draw one group of 46 hundredths using a quick picture? How many tenths do I have? 4 tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many hundredths do I have? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that a quick picture that shows 46 hundredths? How many groups of 46 hundredths do I need? 3. Okay, let's draw another one then. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now how many groups have I drawn? 2. How many groups do I need? 1 more, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now have I drawn a quick picture that shows 3 groups of 46 hundredths? If I count up everything that I have, will that help me come up with the answer? Okay, let's count the tenths first. How many tenths do I have altogether? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. When I have 12 tenths, do I write them like this? 12 tenths. What do I need to do? Ariel? I need to regroup. I can trade in how many tenths, Misaki, to make what? 10 tenths. So here's 10 tenths, right? I can trade those in, cross them out, and turn them into 1. How do I draw 1 with a quick picture? A box. There you go. Okay, very good. So now I know I have 1, and I have 2. How many tenths do I have left? 2 tenths, right? Now let's do the same thing with our hundredths. How many hundredths do I have? How many hundredths do I have, Yanming? 18, right? Count them. 12? Okay, let's 18. And do I write that like this? Oh, how do I regroup? Turn them into 1. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here's 10 hundredths. I'm going to cross them out, and you said I can trade them in for what?
1/10.
Oh, 1/10. Okay. All right. Now let's see what I have. How many ones do I have? How many ones do I have? 1. How many tenths do I have? How many hundredths do I have? So therefore, 3 times 46 hundredths, or 3 groups of 46 hundredths, is equal to 1 and 38 hundredths. Very good.